Welcome back to the Jeremiah Show. I am with incredible musician Pete Muller. First time on the show, and so happy to have him here. Welcome back, Pete. We just came in with Best of Her. It's off the new album, More Time by Pete Muller. It's his eighth album. It's incredible. I think there are 10 songs on there, if I counted correctly. Could be nine or
That's
10.
right. I think it's 10.
10, yeah. So many we couldn't play all of them here, but Pete was generous enough to lend us the album through this interview. So we're actually listening to 7, and we're going to listen to coming up. Don't go anywhere. We're going to play in its entirety the new single and Hold On. Welcome back, Pete. So you've moved to California. You have 2 kids. You took a little bit of a hiatus, but music was always in you, and you were creating and writing, and then eventually in 2014 you just couldn't wait any longer, and you put out a new album and put out your new songs. Your wife, was she supportive of your music? Did you guys meet? Were you on stage? Did she fall in love with you that way in the beginning? Were you
You
a
know,
musician up there? And
it's really it's funny. Our second date, she sat next to me on the piano, and I played her a bunch of songs.
What a great second date.
Something like 8 songs, and second date, I played her 8 songs, and then she said, "Play that song about the girl you had the crush on." And I said, "Really? You want to hear that song?" And she said, "Yeah, I want to hear that again." So I played her that. And I remember her, just looking over at her on the couch and just thinking, yeah, yeah, wow, this is the connection I've been looking for. And interestingly, though, she's not a huge fan of the music.
Oh, really?
She's not a concert fan,
Of music at all, or your music
she'll
specifically?
listen to music. She doesn't hate music, but if she goes to a concert, she's one of those people that goes to a concert and talks to her friends when she's at the concert.
Okay.
She's one of those. She's like, "Oh man, I love that song. That's really great." Anyway, as I was,
Yeah.
I'm a
It's a
person that
social thing for her.
exactly. I get really deep. So she comes to very, very few shows, and she's kind of a more of a, she grew up with Nirvana.
Mm.
So there are some songs that she will like, but most she won't. Interestingly, on this record, the song you just played, "Best of Her," which is well, the song is about a smart, um, very attractive, somewhat cynical woman who keeps her heart very guarded. Well, just maybe it's about somebody that we're talking about. Anyway,
Don't get in trouble.
oh no, she actually loves that song. We did a local show, and I put the set list together, and I didn't put that on her, and she said, "What about that song? Best of Her?" And I said, "Oh well, you don't like me playing songs about you." And she said, "No, I love that one." So I said, "Sure." And then interestingly, the title cut in this record, "More Time," is when I first played that, I've never gotten a reaction like this from her. She said, "Oh my God, that song, that's a hit. That is my favorite song you've ever written, you've ever done." And it's like, wow. And she said, "You have to record it. I want to send it to all my friends now." And I said, "Can you wait till?" She said, "No, I need it now." So it's interesting.
How did that feel? Had she ever come to you before with it's her favorite song that you wrote? That's gotta feel great.
There are a
And
few
she
other
told
ones.
you.
Yeah, yeah, but she's, it's really funny because the challenge for us in our relationship is that she's much more attracted to the finance guy, the smart businessman guy.
I was gonna ask
And
that.
then even if I were Bono, she wouldn't find Bono attractive. Being on stage, that's not attractive to her. But she understands how important it is to me and
Yeah,
for me, and so we find a way to sort through it.
that's love. That's so interesting because you were self-described. You said I was a nerd. It took me a while to find myself.
I just lost you. You just broke up. Uh-oh.
Medical, the
Oh wait,
genius, the
you that broke up. I missed what you were saying.
oh
Internet delay. We're back
yeah,
now.
okay. Yeah, sorry. So I said it's so interesting because you said you're a self-described nerd growing up, and that it took a while for you to feel comfortable in your skin and find yourself, and then you ended up meeting, falling in love with, and marrying the woman who appreciates that side of you. I think that's beautiful.
Indeed, but Jillian was very popular in high school. right? She figured it all out. She was friends with the nerds. She was friends with the jocks. She's good at that in life. She can charm people. So
Hmm.
good
That
combination.
sounds like a good couple, a good pairing there. I wanted to ask you, again, I want to quote you. We're talking about the time in your life right before you went back to your third album. This is 2014 or somewhere around there. And you
Yeah.
said you drifted away from music and meaning in your life, and it grew painfully clear that something had to give. You say, I was out of balance. I was living the way I was meant to be living. Excuse me, I wasn't living the way I was meant to be living. So I decided to walk away and find a new path. And
That
the
that
only
actually
way,
that refers to a time well before earlier.
okay,
That was after that was the my life blowing up time. That was actually
okay,
in the late 90s.
okay. What was out of balance, and how did you get back on track?
So that was when I got really obsessive building my business. It was a story I told earlier.
Okay,
And all of a sudden realized I achieved more success than I expected, but wasn't happy and I wasn't playing the grand piano. And that was the thing, that was the thing that was out of balance. And that's when I started songwriting. That was the beginning of my songwriting.
okay.
So in 2014, I was balanced. I was doing both. I was doing the music and the business. And then I realized I had a little more bandwidth for the music.
I should have got the timeline from you. I'm sorry I missed the marker there.
No
It
worries.
just struck me that I really like stories about people that find their path, and I'm just kind of fascinated as a musician for you with the all the things that you explore through your music, through your lyrics. I'm just kind of fascinated by that part of your life and what you discover, and how you you figured out which track to get on where you wanted to be. Let's talk about the album, the musicians and the producers on on the new album, More Time.
Sure.
Recorded in Memphis, right? You tell me about who's involved and some of your musicians. Tell us about how you put the album together.
Yeah, so I was looking to do another record, and Rob had some projects and wasn't immediately available. And a friend suggested that I go down to Memphis and try to do a song or two with a guy named Matt Ross Spang. And I went down there, and Matt and I just clicked. So he brought a bunch of musicians in, a fellow named Will Sexton, great guitar player, Rick Steff on organ, Ken Coomer, who was the drummer for Wilco, and Dave Smith, who was a great Nashville session bass player. And as opposed to doing a song or two, we decided to make a record. And the boys learned the music down there in Memphis. We used a very different process in that we didn't use a click track. A click track is what most records are made with, where it's boom, boom, boom. So you can go back and re-record over the very steady beat. And so the record breathes a lot, which I think is a real asset. And yeah, I went down to Memphis a few different times, and we laid the whole record down. And we used, in a number of cases, we used the scratch vocal, which is the vocal you record when you're singing with the whole band. And then Matt, who has amazing ears, just put it together. We had a lot of fun.
It's a great album. Congratulations again. It's really, really a great album. Are you proud of the album?
I am really proud of it, and had a lot of fun working with all the musicians down there. And one of the great things is that we're getting a lot of love. So
Mhm.
the algorithmic playlists, people are adding them, and it's that they're
Oh, good,
much a
good,
spin, and it's really cool. So it's wonderful.
great. Hey, so we're going to go to break here with Turn Away. Would you like to say anything about that, Pete? It's Turn Away. It's off the new album by Pete Muller. Um, the album is More Time.
Yeah, the video for the song we filmed on a beach at the 38th Songwriter Festival in Florida, and it's a song. If you are wondering about a relationship or a friendship or a job that used to float your boat but doesn't really, and you're having trouble letting go, this song might be for you.
All right, enjoy. The album again is More Time. It's by my special guest today, Pete Muller, singer songwriter, plays a mean piano. You can go to petemuller.com and find all his socials and pick up the album and merch. YouTube at Pete Muller Music. And we will be right back. Here again is Turn Away, but don't go away.